Oh, me? Just eating a kolache. What are you doing? Kolaches. Welcome back to our newsy type show where we talk about stuff and things that we like or sometimes don't like, as in with this first story. Minutes from a meeting between Walmart and Gap and Target, JCPenney, a whole bunch of the people who get their clothes made in Bangladesh came out today where they were discussing the safety conditions of their factories in Bangladesh, where if they wanted to invest money in fire safety and things of that nature. Now, for those of you who watch, this is a throwback to when I talked about that fire that killed hundreds of people in Bangladesh just last month, and Walmart benefits from these people. Target benefits from these people. You know, JCPenney, Gap, Tommy Hilfiger, all these people, they benefit off the backs of these people who make really cheap stuff and put it out in America. So if that doesn't guilt you into buying local, I don't know what will. Quite literally, since 2005, over 700 people have died in their factories in Bangladesh. I hate using literally to pitch facts. But in the minutes of the meeting that I talked about before, the phrase sticks out, quote, "It is not financially feasible for the brands to make such investments," to the 4,500 factories that they make hundreds of millions of dollars off of. So, okay, I'm done ranting about that. Let's move on. Now on to more news that frustrates me. Politics. But Jeremy, the election's over. Shut up, it's important. There's a lot of he said, she said going on in the political arena right now about the economy. The phrase fiscal cliff is kind of, well, it angers me, like a lot of things do. It's getting tossed around right now. They're debating who's going to save us or screw us. White House is saying that the Republicans have to fold on taxing the wealthy. The Republicans are saying they're the only ones making concessions, and whatever doesn't fold is going to push us over the fiscal cliff and back into a recession. And, well, whatever. Really, the only thing to learn from it is that when it comes to money and the government, everyone wants theirs. If you want a good, less partisan article about it, I'll link you to About.com's thoughts on it down there. They kind of made it clearer to me, at very least. But back to my point. Everyone wants theirs. Like, if you go to California, where a lot of the wealthy happen to be in the U.S., the wealthier folks are getting their taxes jumped up to 52%. 52%! All right? Like, bigger than Britain, when we talked about Britain and people moving out of Britain or not claiming certain amounts of money because they don't want to get taxed in that tax bracket. I mean, that's like more of what you make with your hard-earned money, even, you didn't earn that, but, it's going to the government because you made it. Of course, there's that insanity. And then there's Detroit City Councilwoman Joanne Watson, who said on Tuesday, and I quote, "Our people are in an overwhelming way supportive of the re-election of the president, and there ought to be a quid pro quo, and you ought to exercise leadership on that." Basically, what she's saying is, even though Detroit's bankrupt and terrible at maintaining their finances, well, you could just send them some money because, well, they like you. What? Well, then again, Bush did that, and Obama kept doing that with the, banks that failed, or should have failed, but they didn't fail like they should have. Good game, America. We tried. Didn't we? Whatever. Don't stop believing, dreamers. We can do it. Yeah. Well, at least we're not as bad as Tibet, where 90 people in the last year, dozens in the last couple of weeks, have been, well, self-immolating. And if you don't know what that is drenching yourself in a very flammable fluid and then lighting it on fire. Some people drink it too so that, they die faster. But anyways, they're protesting the fact that China owns Tibet now and militarily occupies it, and they want to be free and, follow the Dalai Lama and do what Tibetans normally used to do for thousands of years. Anyways, so, free Tibet. And bringing it back to Houston, where we're keeping it classy, apparently, over in Cyprus, which is really, really close to where I live. A Muslim community center that's been open about 5 months, just this morning found a dead, mutilated pig on their front doorstep between when people went in for afternoon prayer and when people went in for evening prayer. So I'm just calling a "why would you do that" alarm on that. Honestly, truly, we're not really bad about hate crime in America, but when we do it, sometimes it's just stupid. And in news that will matter to those of us who subscribe to Netflix, Netflix just got a deal with Disney where they're finally going to start showing more Disney films on Netflix. So for those of us with children, yeah. And then because Australia is Australia, they decided to invent a coconut-flavored pineapple, which for me just says, oh, yum. Technically, they weren't actually trying to create a coconut-flavored pineapple. They were just crossbreeding pineapples and stuff and trying to come up with cool new pineapples. And, well, that one came out really good, so they're actually going to mass market it because, you know, pina coladas, what up? And then down in Brazil, the Rio de Janeiro area, they just arrested, I want to say, 61 officers who were known and repeatedly took bribes from the drug dealers and the gangs there to overlook a lot of the crimes there in the favela and other places, but the favela is where most of it goes on. This on the heels of one of their office workers getting shot to death in front of her home as she pulled up last month to, you know, take her daughter home, and she got shot in the back 10 times because, well, she's with the policia, and they don't really like the policia very much in Brazil, apparently. Well, you know, gang people don't. And on to my last story of the day, which is my last story of the day from the other day, technically, sort of. It's about South Africa, but this time, in addition to, you know, all the murderings that are happening to their farmers, they are also trying to pass a, quote, protection of information bill. Now, if that sounds as seedy to you as it does to me, then you are actually thinking with your brain, because basically it makes it illegal for anything that could be a state secret to be shared via journalism or video or anything. So basically makes it the hardest police state ever. Among its opponents are the Nelson Mandela Foundation. For those of you who don't know, Nelson Mandela was a leader in South Africa who was jailed for 27 years because he spoke out against the South African government during apartheid. And if you don't know what apartheid is, basically it was legalized racism. Also could be part of the reason why the white farmers that we talked about on the other show were being targeted by blackish gangs because, well, the white people held down the black people over there like white people very often hold down black people when they are given way too much power. But, you know, that's a time and a place that we're not going to go right now. But the point of all of that is that big government sucks. Big government really sucks. And if you support big government, I'm sorry, lovingly, you suck. But, you know, I say that with all love and respect to Democrats, Republicans, Libertarians, Green Party, all of the spectrum. It's okay what you believe, but if you believe in big government, you know, with whatever you believe, I'm sorry, you suck. And that's really all I want to talk about today on Extraordinary Times. Thank you so much for watching. There's a like and a subscribe button, and heaven knows where they are right now because YouTube just had a big overhaul, so probably over here-ish. There might still be a subscribe button up there somewhere. I don't know, but we'll find out later. And until next time, be aware. That was really loud, and luckily I commented about it right as the video started. Good job, me. Well, of course you have stuff to put away.
You can put it away, all
right. Filming.
Hi. You haven't worn your sunglasses in a while, I think.
Actually, I wear my sunglasses every day. You don't actually pay attention when you edit.
Edit. It's bad connotations.
And edit sometimes.
Sometimes.
Hello.